Well, first of all, we were just talking about The Thing,
Yeah.
and how that amazing movie, John
Incredible.
Carpenter's.
Yep.
This role, however, is you're in Ridley Scott territory, man. You're doing not an alien film, but in that universe. What was your first reaction when you read this character?
I'll do it. Yeah. Sign me the fuck up. Yeah. You know, it was excitement. It was a marriage of my childhood imagination with the realization that I'm going to walk in this universe now as a man. And that, I felt it's a responsibility, and certainly a sense of blessing and gratitude.
Yeah, and you'll forever be, I mean, once you get into that world, you're almost always known for it, you know.
I have no problem being known for being in Ridley Scott's world, that's for sure.
Now this role, he has a great dynamic with Noomi, who plays, you know, your partner, and there's this kind of naivete, especially about her, but you're kind of crossing the line with it. You're not so much a believer, you're not so much into this, the idea of religion. What was it like playing off Noomi and that kind of finding that gap in your own character? That
Yeah, I mean, you know, for me, that was actually my in to Charlie, because I'm not a religious person. And it's a compliment, the two, you know. As a team, Shaw and Holloway, they each represent an element of humanity, which I think define humanity, which is fact, science, and faith, religion. And to send those two elements out into the world to be representatives of humanity is a great thing. And of course they clash, but they also are very powerful together. And of course they come up against something that eventually throws everything up in the air. But I loved that idea of Charlie, not just wanting to meet his maker, but wanting to stand next to his maker, introduce him to the rest of humanity, and do away with man-made religion.
well, there's such an innocent idea, finding your maker, find who started creation. This isn't a prequel to an Alien. This is a prequel to life.
Yeah, great point.
Was there, obviously it's such a physical role. How was it working with Ridley and finding the where to go to and how far to take it?
It was incredibly collaborative. You know, you would think somebody who knows what he wants so well in such detail and has been doing it for so long on such a grand scale like Ridley wouldn't be malleable to collaboration, and he couldn't be more collaborative. In fact, I think he's the most collaborative director I've ever worked with.
Wow.
He knows what he wants, but he needs you to help him make it better, flesh it out, and find it for yourself. You know, and then you own it. And to have him working on so many levels at once with all these other departments, and then to approach the acting department on such an intimate and available level, you just won't find that with anyone else.
Well, it's also you're doing a film, a huge science fiction film, but you're dealing with actual props, actual sets, which is really different from the typical green screen work on these kinds of films. Was that kind of helpful for you? I would imagine so.
More than helpful, it was just real. You know, he really won't allow the acting department to use their imagination, which I think is such a gift. You know, he gives you the world. He allows you to explore it. So everything you're seeing, the exploration and the awe and all of our faces is real. You know, and the pragmatic approach to the spaceship and the places where we need to be a little more familiar with, we can do that. He wants us to play with his toys. I don't think anyone would say no.
And so here we are sitting in one of these toys.
Yeah, it's a big toy.
I can't imagine like going to work every day and doing this.
Yeah, in a spacesuit.
Yes.
In Iceland. You should see this thing in Iceland. This thing looks so much cooler in the landscape of Iceland than it does in the Plaza of London, no offense.
It does look really cool. I mean, it does kind of look cool in London, though, to be honest.
It looks pretty dope.
Yeah, yeah. Now, what was the challenge for you? Because you go through a major physical change without giving anything away. What was the challenge for you of making it real and making it believable?
I think it was starting on the inside and working out. You know, there's a lot of prosthetics, or a collection, if you will, an accumulation of prosthetic. But it's certainly the burn had to come from within. You know, without giving anything away. And so, you know, that was a tough couple weeks, you know, that we did that sequencing. And you know, it was a nice break after that.
I'm sure, right?
Yeah.
Well, you were fantastic, man.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Such a pleasure.
Mine.